I'm Lloyd Pattison. Welcome to the Great British Shooting Show 2023. Over the course of the next 3 days, we're going to cover more guns, gear and cool equipment than ever before. So grab a cup of tea, sit down and get ready to enjoy.
Hi guys, I'm here with Simon Morgan from GMK and we're having a look at the rather tasty new Sako 100. Simon, tell me all about it.
So Sako have been wanting to produce an interchangeable barrel system for some time. So they've come up with the Sako 100 Explorer. So this model on the stand here is the Sako Carbon, the Explorer Carbon, with an interchangeable barrel system and mount. So your scope will attach to that, and when you change your barrel and your mount, the scope will stay with the barrel, and then
Will it be a quick release?
You can have quick release, you can have opti-lock, you can have varying styles of mounting system. The barrel on this one is fluted.
Yep.
It's in a DLC, which is diamond-like carbon coating.
Rock hard.
Which is rock hard. It's designed to be, used in all weathers and in all atmospheres. Absolutely perfect. And one of the unique things with this rifle is it's featuring what the Germans would call Handspannung, or firing pin safety.
All right.
And this is this little block at the back.
Sure.
So at the moment, that is completely locked, and firing pin's locked. It's completely safe.
Impossible to knock that into a firing position.
Absolutely.
Without a hammer.
No, exactly. So it is a really, really safe system.
Yeah.
Safest you can get, really. And to place it into a fire mode, we just literally press that.
It's quite a stiff.
It is, because it needs to be.
Intentionally, exactly.
It needs to be. If you think about the pressures involved, it needs to be here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're now into a firing position where we can pull the trigger, and away we go, and release it again. So it comes with a 5-round side-by-side metal box mag that's got features of total control latch, so you have to press the magazine in whilst removing the button while pressing the button.
No chance of dumping it while you're
over
a fence.
Climbing up the high seat and you're finding magazines on the floor is not going to happen on this case.
The dog licking it.
Yeah, this is featuring a very hard, thick wall, heavy wall, carbon fibre stock. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
It's just absolutely
Very nice.
beautiful. With this leatherette style inset, and obviously the adjustable comb for if you're shooting a high optic or even a night vision system.
This design, the feel of it is really nice. It's got a little bit of grippiness to it. There's a nice little palm swell. Pistol grip feels well. Reach to the trigger's good, although I gather this is adjustable.
I will come to that, absolutely. So if we turn the rifle over, so this is where we get into the point where we can remove the barrel and mount system. You get a little hex key with it, goes in there, turn. The top hole, it's an embedded screw, so it's not going to drop out.
Sure.
Turn that out.
Like captive.
Captive. Yeah. The barrel and mounts come away, and then when we get to the trigger, we can adjust the trigger pressure through this hole here, so we don't have to go in here anymore to do that. We can also adjust and move the trigger position forward and back, side to side, so we can actually move the trigger to match an individual shooter.
Yeah.
And we can do this in the field. We have a toolkit that comes with it, but in the field,
neatly stashed there.
in a nice little enclosure is this little X key for the barrel, and inside you just move the little lever here. It's a bit fiddly, so I'm not going to do it now.
Sure.
But you basically remove this, and there's a little hex key to go in to do the trigger.
Awesome.
So it's nice and neat.
It's well thought out.
Very well thought out. So this is, as I say, this is the carbon. We also have, so turning that back, there we go. We also have a high-grade, grade 4 walnut stock.
Which is really nice. I love this.
Which is pretty.
End cap on the fore end.
Yeah, the rosewood fore end, the rosewood heel cap.
Yeah.
And the orange finish plate, which I think makes it look a very conventional a safari-style rifle.
And the wood really brings out this detail in the cheek piece.
Yeah.
That's just nicely cut in. It looks really
well. Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it is.
So in terms of pricing, the wood version is around $4,995. and the carbon, because of the effort we put into the
Sure.
carbon stock and the leatherette grip, that's £1,000 more.
Okay.
So,
And available first
From-
deliveries later this year, I would say?
yeah, April time. So,
Right.
and you should see them out, start to see them out in the stores then.
Yeah, and calibers available in both, I would imagine?
Yeah, but in both, so it's identical calibers.
Yeah, just obviously fluted versus non-fluted barrel.
Fluted versus non-fluted, you've got 22 250, 243, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor. And then coming on the next tranche of manufacturing will be 270, 3006, and we also have 375, 300 Win Mag, or everything else that we'll need.
Because you need those for
we need
foxes. It looks really nice. I had a little sort of fondle earlier,
Yeah.
and it is a very classy thing.
Yeah.
Really nice to hold. Looking forward to giving one a try. I'm here with Carl from GMK, and we've got the very pretty SL2, which is going to be coming to market soon. Carl, tell me all about it.
So this one is the launch edition, which we received in the middle of last year.
Sure.
The UK got 10 of them. I think there were 50 worldwide. So there are, I think, a couple left in a few shops, and we managed to grab one for the show. So it's quite frustrating because we're waiting for the
Production version.
Exactly, yeah. So and we're hoping to see that this year sometime. I think they're still finalising the spec of it, but as you can see, the gun is made.
Yeah.
And it's derived from the SL3 game gun.
Which I reviewed a couple of years back, and it's fantastic. I really, really like it.
So the mechanics are the same. However, the shape, as you can see, is quite different. They've got they've taken a lot off the sides to improve the peripheral vision. They've got an anti-glare patterning across the top here.
Texturally, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's weird. You've got to feel it to. It's so finely grained, and it is completely matte. It's beautiful.
And they've put some DLC on the side of the action.
Yep, rock hard again.
Yeah, very nice.
This lovely scallop line that goes into the woodwork is awfully pretty. I'm a big fan of the lines of it. You know, it just flows really nicely. It's got an organic feel.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, they wanted to shoot well for trap and sporting as well. And they've done a interesting shape to the front of the fore end there, which
quite a steep rake. It's about 60-degree rake.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, I mean, that action, that SL3 action is
Yeah.
bulletproof. You know, it's somewhere a hybrid between the SO and the DT action.
Yeah.
But there's no drop trigger on this one. And so as I say,
It's quite interesting that trigger guard shape is unique as well. Obviously, that's very sporty, kind of taken away from the traditional look of the SL3 into more of a kind of racing car feel on that.
exactly.
The
I mean,
SL2.
ultimately, I suppose this is the long-term replacement for the SO5 that
Right.
was sort of so very much the premium competition gun. You know, and this one was 25,000. We're hoping the standard version is a little bit cheaper. Yeah.
We've got, which chokes have we got in it?
The Optima Choke
Optima
HP.
Choke,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Stelium Pro.
Stelium Pro.
Stelium
yes.
Pro,
Yeah.
18.7, 3-inch chambers. Which chokes was it again?
Optima Choke
Optima
HP.
Choke.
Yeah.
And the unique feature again of the SL2 SL3 action is just how low it is. The lump, the monoblock is really, really thin.
Yeah.
Very, very low profile, very, very sleek.
Yeah.
And if it handles anything like the SL3, it'll be an absolute monster once they actually come out.
So again, the recoil comes a little bit lower into the
Yeah,
shoulder
definitely.
as well,
Really,
which
really linear.
Should keep it very stable.
Very nice,
Yeah.
very nice. And this finish on here is nicely fine cut. It almost looks hand cut, but it's obviously machine done.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty thing. I'm looking forward to seeing one.
Yeah. So no, we're very excited and longing to see it. Yeah.
I bet. Thanks very much for talking to me,
No,
Carl.
thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
sir.
coming.
So I'm here with Alistair on the Anglo-Italian stand, and we're having a look at a couple of new guns from Fabarm and Teague Guerini this year that are available at BSS.
Yes.
First of which is this, the Elos N2 RS Sporting.
Correct.
Which is a hell of a name.
It is.
An evolution, I think, of the old Elos,
Absolutely.
and I think they've made some significant improvements. Tell me about it.
So essentially, Elos N2 RS is the second version, if you like, version 2 of the standard Elos N2 Sporting. So slight changes to the specification. You've got a slight change in stock specifications, so dimensions, slightly improved, dare I say.
Yeah.
And the gun overall has had the balance point slightly changed. It's around about 150 grams heavier than the version 1.
The ergo has changed definitely for the better. This palm swell and the general shape of the grip is significantly better.
Yes. Yeah.
In terms of feature set, it is more or less the same. You get the same adjustable kind of nylon
Correct.
comb,
Yep.
and the actual overall look of it is very similar.
It is.
The changes are kind of hidden and in the feel, really.
Yeah.
It feels a significantly more complete package, I would say.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Than
You've
the
got,
old
you've got the standard features that ran through the Fabarm range previous before. So you've got overpressure tested barrels, 1630 bar.
Yep.
You can shoot steel shot through all of their chokes, and that's high performance steel as well. And essentially everything that you got standard on RS before. So your adjustable trigger, your selective safety.
Yep.
One thing they have done on these in the version 2 as well is they've got rid of the tri-wood finish on the stocks.
Right.
So they have gone to essentially an oil finish.
Which looks
Turkish
well, actually.
walnut. Absolutely.
RRP,
1995.
not bad at all.
Yep.
Available in just 12?
Just 12, yes.
Okay.
Just 12 at the moment, and in 30, 32-inch barrels.
Cool. Is that available now?
Will be available around about September time.
September.
Yes.
Cool. All right. And will the press gun be available roughly at the same time?
No, beforehand.
Excellent. So we'll look forward
yes.
to a review coming soon. Awesome. Thanks very much. Let's have a look at the Caesar Guerini then.
Indeed.
All right. So from Caesar Guerini, we have the Invictus 9 GS, which apparently stands for Invictus 9 Gold and Stones.
It does indeed.
Which actually, there's no way that you seeing this on camera is doing this justice. The depth and detail and amount of contrast in this engraving is unbelievable. I'm genuinely impressed. The general sort of state of most of the laser engraved guns these days tends to be almost a binary effect with a very kind of flat top, sharp cut black kind of outlines of stuff. But this has got such depth in it. All of the sort of mythical beasts and all manner of sort of cornucopia of stuff. There's a lot to look at. There's a lot to see in this. And the gems are quite subtly done. Do you know what they are? Are they garnet or?
They are essentially a synthetic crystal.
Oh, okay.
Coloured crystal.
It's such a pretty thing. Studio Bottega Giovanelli have done the engraving. And it's bloody beautiful. Boss forend, grade 5. It's an absolutely pretty thing. It feels slimmer and a little bit more nimble than the standard Invictus. I don't know if that's just my impression today, but it just does feel a little bit more svelte. But it's so pretty. Tell us, how did this come about?
It's essentially a new version of an Invictus 9, so exactly the same specification of the previous generation Invictus 9. It's just a limited edition for us.
Sure.
So we created an Invictus 9 with the gold and with the stones, just as a bit of a limited edition. So for us in the UK, we've got 20 coming into the country.
Right.
They are going to 2 different dealers in the country, 10 to one, 10 to another.
Right.
And it's just a limited run, essentially.
Sure. So mechanically identical to an Invictus, which
Correct.
we know is unburstable.
Yes.
This new thing, which is that kind of synthetic.
You have, yes. So you've essentially got what is a laser etching on the side of the barrel, rather than the old engine turning they used to do.
It just gives the grease something to key on effectively.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah. But then this just ever so pretty thing with the trigger tang, nice. It's just a very, very nice thing. What's the RRP going to be on this?
On the standard Invictus 9 without the gold is 14.5.
Right.
On the Invictus 9 with the gold is 14,995.
That's not bad.
No.
Oh, there's a blue one.
Yes.
I've just spotted it.
Yes. You've got green on the boss style forend, blue. They're hidden, and I have to say the engraving on this gun is fascinating because the longer you look at it, the more animals you spot. So you've got mythical creatures and snakes and all sorts.
The acanthus is kind of hiding all manner of stuff in there.
Absolutely. Hidden on there somewhere, there, believe it or not, is a mouse and a small snail, which you wouldn't exactly class with mythical creatures, but it's hidden in there. Fantastic.
You could spend hours looking at this.
Absolutely.
You really could. And it's not often I would say that about a gun. A little snake there, going into the top of the boss. It's lovely. It really, I'm genuinely impressed by it. I've seen photos of this and thought, but seeing it in the metal, it's bloody gorgeous. Genuinely. Nice. Well done. Yeah. So available to market now or soon?
No, around about April, May. They'll
April,
start
May.
coming to the country. And as I say, yeah, going to 2 different dealers at the moment.
All right.
Who've taken.
And I guess contact Anglo-Italian to find your nearest stockist.
Indeed.
All right.
Indeed.
Alistair, thank you very much.
No
It's a
problem,
very
Rob.
pretty thing. I'd love it.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here with Alex from Talos.
Hello everybody.
Yeah, so this rather pretty thing behind me is, well, tell me all about it.
So, this is a Land Rover Defender 90 commercial edition base car, and what we've done is we've stripped it down to its bare basics and rebuilt it back up to a Recon specification. So we've got 2 types of vehicles, a Recon and a Delta. The Recon is a super off-roady, chunky tyre, drive absolutely anywhere.
Big clearance.
Big clearance.
Yeah, yeah.
The Delta is a street-going vehicle.
Right.
So really sleek, as you'll see in the vehicle over there, the black vehicle. So what we have here is our anti-material front and rear bumpers,
Right.
made from 3mm British steel.
Right.
So it's laser cut from one big piece of metal,
Okay.
folded and welded, and fit to the front. And the reason why we do this is we want our customers to be able to drive this car anywhere,
Right.
and not worry about it.
Sure.
Gets dirty, give it a quick wash. It's not going to look out of place on the streets of Knightsbridge.
It should be dirty.
It should. We agree with that. But
Muddy is correct.
muddy is good. We like muddy. So what we've also done as well is carbon fibre bonnet vents.
Right.
So just really subtle touches to the car that just kind of lift the profile of it.
Are these functional or are they cosmetic? I mean,
cosmetic.
Okay.
Cosmetic.
Do you
yeah.
do engine mods?
We don't.
Okay.
The reason being is we want to stick with the Jaguar Land Rover warranty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing the donor vehicles, do the customers supply those or do you supply them yourself, or can you do both?
Yeah, yeah. So there's 3 ways to get a Talos vehicle. First way is you tell us what kind of car you want to buy. We will source it for you. Second way is if you've got a vehicle yourself, so you can supply us the vehicle. The third way is if we've already built something and it's in stock.
Right.
So we have stock vehicles available.
And is it a completely bespoke service or do you have like different,
Entirely bespoke.
pick anything you want?
So no 2 cars will ever look the same.
Okay.
Yeah, completely
Any-
bespoke.
Paint?
Yeah, so this is wrap. So we choose choose wrap because we like the way that it protects the paint underneath.
Excellent.
So
Okay.
typically around a 4-year lifespan for the wraps, you take that wrap off and the paintwork is as good
Immaculate
as
underneath.
immaculate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
So it's all stock engines. I'm guessing you'll any powertrain, any spec of vehicle from the 90 down to the
As long as it's the new shape Land Rover Defender. A little tip: soon we're going to have the new Ford Ranger Raptor. So keep your eyes out for that.
Ooh, are they releasing that in the UK or is it
Yeah.
you using the American?
Yeah, so we've got the 2023 model.
Right.
That's going to be coming very, very soon. Keep an eye out on our website.
What
Keep
about the
an eye out-
Bronco?
Not the
I've
Bronco.
heard a rumour that the
I'd
Bronco's
love
coming
to do
Europe.
the Bronco.
Yeah, yeah.
But we don't know if it's coming yet.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are effectively a coach builder based in
Correct.
Yorkshire, right?
Yeah, Dewsbury, West
Right.
Yorkshire.
We won't hold that against him.
Hey.
How long have you been operating? How soon can people sort of come to you?
Yeah.
How do they get in touch?
So as a business, we've been operating for around 2 years.
Right.
A lot of that time was spent developing these products because we need to know our customers are driving around in products that are just built for purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
So since then, we've been looking at ways of advertising our products to customers, and this is actually our very first show.
Right, okay.
So this is the first time we're meeting customers, getting the feedback. So far, it's been brilliant.
Awesome.
Really, really excited. Customers can find us on social media, so Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. We have a new swanky website as well, which I would really encourage people to go have a look at.
I'll stick some links in the description of the video below.
Yeah. And customers can phone, they can email, they can visit us.
Sure.
And the whole process is bespoke.
Yeah. Okay. This vehicle itself, it's been a 90 commercial, you said.
Correct.
It's got 22-inch.
Yep.
What profile are these?
22 by 10.
Right. Which I'm guessing you've stuck some fairly heavy offsets in to fit the...
No.
Really?
So we've not altered that. So what we do is we put extended wide wheel arches on there.
Right, okay.
So that we can choose
So
a wheel with a naturally better offset. And it just gives it that road presence.
Definitely. And you've got some fairly gnarly sort of mud grabber tyres on there as well.
General grabber tyres, everybody knows the grabbers are just what you want to choose if you're going off-road.
And in terms, obviously the interior of this vehicle, very pretty. That nice brown leather with the brown Alcantara headlining.
It is.
All bespoke, I'm guessing?
All bespoke, so we have around 45 individual colours that you can choose from for the leather. That's just our standard selection. If you said to me, I want this particular RAL code of leather, we can get that for you.
Right.
You choose the beading, you choose the stitching, you choose how the centre of the seat is laser cut, so what kind of logos go into that. Every inch of this car is designed for you.
So you could effectively, it could be a corporate thing if you wanted to have a business expense. You could have your logo in the...
Absolutely.
Sure. Okay.
And we have had similar inquiries. Unfortunately, I can't quite say who yet.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
But we have had inquiries of particular editions commissioned for Talos to make.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very pretty thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it drives as well as it looks, to be honest.
It certainly does. So I had the pleasure of driving this down myself. The amount of looks that I was getting on the motorway, stopping at the petrol station, it felt like being at a show. People coming up going, what is it? How do I get one?
People keep, while I've been filming today, I've had a bunch of inquiries just because I've got a bloody polo shirt on.
We need to put you on commission.
The back of this vehicle is pretty special as well. You've got it set up with a rather nice looking drawer.
Yeah.
Is that something you provide or?
It's not. So we work with a company called Blackwood and Lock, and what they've done is we've commissioned them for this show to build us something that is really special. We take to the British Shooting Show, and everybody immediately knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's a gun cabinet, which is modular. You choose whether you want chopping boards on there, charcuterie boards. You want whatever you want.
Somewhere to keep your booze and your gun.
Everybody needs that.
Absolutely.
That's what I need.
So the question that everybody's asked me, I've literally been asked half a dozen times while I've been stood here, is how much? And I'm guessing that is how long's a piece of string. If it's a bespoke vehicle, it costs as much as you want it to cost.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you were going to buy this particular vehicle as it is today, bear in mind we're at our first show. We've put every product that we possibly can onto this car.
I imagine this has got a kitchen sink on it.
If you were going to buy this, it'd be around £130,000. Now that's not to say every Talos edition is going to cost that much.
No.
You could spend as little as £40,000 on top of the price of a car to have a Talos edition.
Sure. It's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Take
Thanks.
care. Hey guys, I'm here on the Thomas Jack stand with Tom. No relation. Tom, you are going to tell me about this, the new Tactacam.
I am.
A competitor for another well-known camera in the market, which we shan't mention.
No.
Because obviously it's vastly inferior. Tell us all about the Tactacam.
So this is the new Tactacam 4K 6.0 camera, which you can, if you so desire, mount it to your shotgun via the shotgun mount here. And record yourself certainly attempting to hit some clays, certainly in my case anyway. Not sure about yourself.
I've hit the old one.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, the rumours are clearly true. So yeah, that will can be controlled via remote.
Yep.
As well.
Camera. There's an app for your phone, right?
There is certainly an app for your phone, so you can watch it back on the app straight away. You can actually watch it back on the screen itself as well.
Yeah, there's a touchscreen on top, right?
Yes. You can also. It also has vibration modes.
All right.
So
okay.
it will vibrate to tell you it's on.
Right.
And off as well.
Okay.
And you can actually feel that through the gun. I've only tried it on basically a plastic gun on a Smith & Wesson, and it's very reassuring.
Oh, okay, so you got like a
rather than obviously the screen's down there and having to get near your face with the end of the guns.
That's not ideal,
Not advisable. I've only tried it so far. It's a new brand, Thomas Jack's. We've only just started distributing it. Tried it very briefly on mini rifle. Worked really, really well. And yeah, we're hoping to get some clay footage and possibly some pigeon shooting footage very soon, but it has been popular with the pigeon shooters so far.
It's got a digital reticle which you can adjust.
Yes.
So you can set it to the centre of your pattern.
You can, and you can have it without the reticle as well if you desire.
Right, okay. The price?
The price for the camera on its own is $349.95. And then the mount is, this mount is $39.95. There's a number of different mounts for it as well. There's some Ones that are slightly more adjustable have a similar, as you can see down here, different size. You can mount it on your shoulder perhaps, and there's one that goes onto Picatinny rail, which I use for the rifle.
Sure. Does it have a like sound or vibration activation mode so that you can capture shots, or is it just on?
It's on. Currently, the offer we're doing for British Shooting Show, if you're here, I don't know where this is going out, it might be too late, there is an offer for a free remote. So you can have a remote in your pocket and just hit the button and off you go.
Good, excellent. So available to market now?
Available now. We have started dispatching, available from the UK as well, which is, I'm sure, a benefit over another competitor. we dispatch
I'm
next day.
not aware of any competitors, but yeah.
We dispatch next day to our trade customers. So obviously there's pretty short lead time. There are a number of stockists already with this product.
Yeah. And if they want to find out your nearest stockist, can they go to the website?
They can go to one of our new websites, which is tj-fieldsports.co.uk, or they can just contact us at Thomas Jacks, info@thomasjacks.co.uk, or give us a ring. And if you're really lucky, you get to speak to me.
So I gather you're going to lend me one of these shortly so we can do a full review?
Yes, absolutely.
So that'll be coming to the channel soon. Well, while I've got Tom, I thought it'd be rude not to grab him and talk about Pulsar. Last year, the year before, I did a review on the Accolade binoculars, and this is the new Merger, which is the upgraded new version. I've just had a quick look through them, and they're absolutely amazing. Tell us all about them, Tom.
So this is the new Merger LRF XL50. This is the first set I've even laid hands or eyes on. It was brought across from Lithuania by a member of Pulsar who came over for the show. I mean, they're really very, very good.
Yeah.
It's first HD censored thermal spotter on the market. It's 1024 by 768 resolution, 12 micron sensor.
It's like 2 resolutions upgrade from the standard. It's a huge increase.
Yeah, massive increase. So the main problem with digital devices is as you increase your magnification, your definition goes down.
Yeah, significantly. It's like on a 480 pixel image, you can only enhance that so much before you lose definition.
Absolutely, yeah.
More pixels.
I've barely used them because, honestly, I'm trying to pry them out of people's hands all weekend. I got it up to 20 times magnification for someone who was 50, 60 yards away, and it didn't really seem to degrade at all. Obviously, I haven't tested them properly out in the field. Hopefully I will do soon.
In the show.
Yes. The response has been absolutely amazing. We've had lots and lots and lots of pre-orders already since they're announced. Familiar body style to the XP50. These are going to run alongside the XP50. It's not a replacement. XP50s are here to stay. It is a different product. So this is a 12 micron sensor. As lots of you know already, a 12 micron sensor are generally not as sensitive as a 17 micron sensor. XP50 is sub 25 millikelvin, these are sub 40. So we see these for people who are looking to maybe on the hills in Scotland, looking for stuff further away, professionals. I'm sure the hobbyists will buy them as well because they're absolutely insatiable for this sort of kit at the moment. It's really very, very encouraging.
Whilst I was having the play earlier, I didn't notice any shutter lag or stoppage. You know when you normally get that stop.
The calibration, it is a shutter core. So you'll generally get a better image with a shutter core than unshutterless. But obviously there is that brief moment where it calibrates and freezes the image. It does have a countdown timer on the screen, as all the other Pulsar products do. There is the option to put it in semi-auto as well, so you can choose when it calibrates.
Which battery does it take? Is it a
APS-3
unit goes in there?
APS-3 in there, same as the XP50, and an internal APS-5 as well. So you've got 2 batteries. You have a runtime of 8, 9, 10 hours approximately, depending on conditions and your usage. And obviously the laser rangefinder as before, with a range of 1,000 meters.
Awesome. Right, well, really, really nice. Hopefully there'll be a press unit kicking about at some point. Are these coming to market anytime soon?
We're looking Q2.
Right, okay.
So I'm anticipating circa kind of June-ish, something like that, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. This may be pre-production samples. I didn't have a chance to really chat to our Pulsar chap who's unfortunately had to fly back.
But these are brand new. So.
Absolutely brand new. This is the only set in the country. He's left them with us, which is very good of him. We're looking forward to seeing the stock and sending it out to the dealers for all you lovely people who have ordered them.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Tom.
No worries.
Take care, mate. Hey guys, I'm here with Dean from Emberleaf. Now, if you're a stalker, you probably know who Emberleaf are and spend hours gazing at their Instagram, gently drooling on your telephone. However, for those of you that don't know, Dean, tell us who are Emberleaf?
We're a luxury brand knife maker, effectively. We've been perfecting the art of making hunting and bushcraft knives for over 12 years, and before that it was a hobby for us as nippers. So after our army days, we were like, we want to make stuff that makes sense for us.
Yep.
And it's started as a hobby in a shed basically, and went from there. And
now it's a fairly thriving business, I'd say.
Yeah, well, we're
busy.
We're busy. Yeah, we're busy. Very busy.
So you guys make a variety of fixed and folding knives.
Yeah.
In different finishes with different bolsters, different everything is custom.
Everything is customizable. Literally, if you can design it, we can make it. But we have a range that we know that's been field tested and works for any sort of application we aim it at.
Yep.
There are hundreds of options in handle materials, and then you can combine them, and it's like infinitely customizable. So we always say the best knife we've ever made was the last one, because we're always trying to improve the system and the method and all that. So we're refining it and have been refining those shapes and techniques for over a decade. So and it's.
So speaking of which, you've basically got like a range of kind of set blade shapes. You've got that I'm aware of, like the Kale and Kale V2.
We've got basically one aimed at every species that you can hunt,
right?
Including the big African games, and then so we have your Kales, your Ventaris, your Garans. They're all aimed at different species, and then there's all little variants in between, and there's you can have them slightly longer, slightly shorter, and we'll customize it to the user.
And different grinds,
different edge profiles to do different jobs. The knife will behave slightly different, and it's at that point it becomes like personal preference on how you want to maintain it, how the knife's going to perform, how it's going to behave. And what sort of routine that you personally need to go through. So that's where we tailor that to the user as well.
So what's your most popular model in the UK?
In the UK, by far, is the Kale.
Can you show me the Kale and run me through the?
So this is a Kale V2.
Right.
Kale V2. The V2 has the scallop. The V1 doesn't have this guard.
Right.
This particular one is in lace, which is called Demon's Blood.
Right.
Again, one of hundreds of variants of handle. This model with this grind profile, by far the most.
That's the Scandi grind, right?
It's a Scandi grind, yeah. So if we make 10 knives, 8 of them will be this.
Right.
The Garan V2 comes in a close second. Garan V2, because it's more crosses the bridge between sort of hunting and utility.
Yeah.
But brilliant for like seeker and red and larder work. And what you often find is guys that will have one of each.
Right.
One for the field, one for the larder.
Got you.
So,
but it's kind of for butchery and for
these
dressing.
two in the hunting range, these two are just preeminent.
And this particular blade shape, I'm guessing that's so you can get your finger up behind it when you're doing that initial cut.
Exactly right. So it's what's called a twin recurve. So you have the curve up and the curve down.
Yep.
It sits like beautifully, and if you want to choke the blade, so you have these flats on the side.
Yep.
You put your thumb and middle finger, and you wrap. And then what you've got is a little upward curve, and you can just unzip.
Yep.
Now we do make unzippers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So that's this is a new model called our Kale chassis with an inverted Artemis blade.
Right.
And that is your unzip, and you can do that up the arms and legs and guts and all that. Brilliant for guys that are like starting out, or guys that are doing lots of digs quickly. Yeah, they want loads to do.
You don't want to burst a gut back.
Exactly that. And a few taxidermist guys like to do take the face and all that sort of stuff.
Right, okay.
So, quite good for like as a secondary caping out tool as well.
Sure.
And then obviously we do a range of bushcraft knives and military knives. Not so relevant here, but but again, we'll make anything you like.
Sure. In terms of like the range of knives you do is absolutely spectacular. The quality, to be honest, you look at them, it looks a quality product. But like, how much effort goes into one of these?
So there's a lot of research, and we do a lot of testing on steels and stuff, and we find certain steels that excel at certain jobs. And again, we don't use certain materials because they say won't be food safe. So we really tailor make it from the ground up. But we have always designed knives from a purely functional point of view. So we say this knife needs to do these jobs, and that is how it's going to behave. The aesthetics always come second. We found that AEBL with cryo heat treatment works best for hunting knives generally. Some guys specify steels, and we can do that, that's fine. But for an all-rounder, that's where you want it to be. So yeah, it's more about the refining and getting it right every time. But yeah, there's a fair amount of work that goes in behind the scenes, just in the R&D before you even make the thing. The manufacture, obviously, we've been doing this a long time now, so we've got that down.
Sure.
But we still make mistakes, so
Yeah.
that happens. But you know, everyone does that. And we have a thing called the drawer of shame in the workshop.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we spend a lot of time and effort putting these. Like, you know, you're talking like 10 to 15 hours labour per even the cheapest knife over like 3 days, and we make in batches. Some of the super high-end stuff, you're talking 50+ man hours with the ivory and the Damascuses, you know, stuff like that. So it massively varies, but that's why we like this job.
Fair enough.
It's quite varied in that way.
You pour your heart and soul into them, don't you?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. I mean, they're beautiful. There's no two ways about it. I appreciate the blade shape, the design is very, very functional, but they wind up looking pretty, which is no harm.
Yeah. And we're so confident in what we make, that's why we offer a lifetime warranty.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Yeah, so...
And you also sharpen them for people as well,
Yeah, if rather than... Well, we found that we used to sell sharpening stones.
Yeah.
But we found that it's a massive labour of love, really labour intensive, and it takes years to master.
Yeah.
So we said, you know, if you own an Emberleaf knife, send it back, we'll sharpen it, service the whole knife and make it as brand new as we can possibly make it.
Yeah.
And for 25 quid. If you were to spend what you need to spend on the stones, it would take you about 30 years if you sent it back every year.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, we'll do it at cost. Everyone's happy. We know then our knives are out there doing the job and they're as best as they can be.
And then,
But the reality is we only see about 10% of them back ever.
Right.
Because if you strop it and look after it, it will do more deer than you're capable of shooting in a lifetime.
It's exactly what I was going to say. I've got a few mates that have got them, and they say every time I do one, I strop it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you do that, it will. So the current record is over 300 head of fallow on a KO, and that's just keeping it stropped. That's no sharpening whatsoever, just stropping. I had a chap yesterday. He said, "I'm bringing one back. I've had it 10 years. It's done over 1,000 animals. It now needs a sharpen."
Right.
So I was like, okay. And he said it's done, you know, every species you could think. It's been out of the country and done all sorts. So, and they do it. And you've got guys like Paul Childerley, like, you know, smashing up hundreds of animals a year. So
I know Jason's got a couple. So
Jason Doyle, and Chris Dalton uses them as well. So he goes in for the Ventaris and he's obviously on the big reds up on the hill.
Okay.
So So again, if you look after them, they'll
look after you.
Yeah, they'll do a lot and lot of animals.
As well as the knives, obviously you do make a range of sheaths, scabbards, whatever.
Yeah, so every sheath is handmade individual to the knife.
Right.
So I do all the leatherwork myself. I'm the only one that does the leatherwork, actually.
Right.
No one else has the patience for it.
Okay.
But basically, we cut and form every sheath to every knife. So even if we make the same knife 10 times, each sheath is individually formed to that knife. So you get this nice click fit.
And you do the Kydex as well?
Yeah, Kydex, if you want to keep them like clean, I'll go grab one. So the Kydex is... it's not for everyone, but they snap fit Kydex. Yeah. And if you want to wear it side carry or up here or on the top of a day sack, it's not. And it's quite military in its sort of aspect. But and the only problem with these is obviously they are plastic, but you still can't put them in the dishwasher. Yeah. The leather is quieter. They don't rattle and stuff like that. Obviously if you get blood in these, they can scratch the blades. So there are a few. It's always a pros and cons situation. But again, these are all made individually to each individual knife as well. These are quite cool. These modular systems.
I've seen them.
You can basically wear it on anything.
However you want.
And I can do similar versions in leather as well. So you can have side carry leather as well.
Okay.
So it's all again all customizable. There's nothing I won't try and make if you know. So I love a challenge as well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But
awesome. And how do people get in touch with you?
You can get us online, emberleaf.com. Drop us an email, info@emberleaf. Give me a call. Come to the showroom and see us. We love a visit.
Where are you based?
We're in Petworth, West Sussex. Okay. We're right next to Petworth Park, so you can make a whole day of it if you like.
Right.
But we'll give you a tour, show you how they're made. We've got lots of machines that go whiz and sparks and flames and all sorts of stuff.
Very good. Yeah. Awesome. Listen, Dean, thanks for talking to me, mate.
Thank you. It's a
pleasure.
Okay.
I'm here on the Browning stand with David, as ever, stalwart of the shooting show. And we've got some lovely new toys from Browning to have a look at.
Yes.
Tell me all about them.
Well, you know that we normally have our standard product catalogue lines, which everyone knows. this year's going to be a consolidation year to catch up because we've been such a bad supply chain.
Sure.
So nothing much is changing there, but where we do have a lovely offering is in our special editions. So every year we do a range of product which is a limited one-off range of unusual or niche products. And these two are one of those described. So this first one, as you can see, is the Ultra XS Pro Crown, which you know from last year. It was a limited edition for last year, but it was so popular that we were begged.
Engraving from last year, or have you changed?
It's same engraving,
okay.
yeah. We were begged basically to have some more come through.
Right.
So we're going to bring another 100, 150 of those in, just to supply the demand that's out there.
Let's face it, the XS Pro is a really popular gun. It's a really nice gun. It's been reviewed reasonably well by some YouTubers. And this is a very, very pretty version. That silver inlet pheasant, so that's beautiful.
This is sort of a theme going on with all our products at the moment. If we sort of move to this one now, which is the Medallion Silver.
Yeah.
Same concept. It's a silver on silver, tone on tone.
Yep.
I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but
we'll get some footage. In a sec.
It's a beautiful scroll engraving. But on some of the engraving, the scroll work has actually had inlaid silver.
Yeah.
So you've got this tone on tone. It's
really nice because obviously the normal is to go gold on silver.
Yeah.
But this has a nice just feel to it. It's
subtle.
It's really
subtle,
sweet. Yeah.
but
subtle
classy
is the thing.
So I mean, we've got that theme going on about 3 of our guns this year.
Right.
So it seems to be popular. But the actual medallion is based on a 725 Sporter, so you know all about that.
Yep.
All the normal features, but this being a pro model as well, we add in the fact that we've got 8 chokes.
Yep.
We've got some extra triggers. Some,
DS.
Invictus DS chokes, a couple of pads as well for length pull adjustment.
Triggers?
2 triggers, 3 triggers.
Yep.
Grade 5 adjustable wood. Cone. Grade 5 wood. Yep. So everything you need.
Absolutely.
Everything you like for a very modest price point.
And they are RRP?
5,000.
For something this pretty?
Yeah, it's a very good.
What pretty things you've got to pay for them. And the crown?
About 5.5.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just slightly
limited numbers. What did you say? It was 150.
If that. Yeah.
Right.
Probably 100. Yeah.
And this?
That one might have a few more. Because it's the first year we've done it, and we can maybe do a few more. But what I would say is that we're going to be launching this into the trade next month in March. So the dealers haven't even seen this yet. We've exclusively launched it at the shooting show.
Right.
So we would imagine sort of September, October delivery into the stores.
Sure, excellent. I know there was a lot of people disappointed when this came out. They weren't able to secure one, so there's an opportunity again
the second go
to pick this up. And obviously this thing, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of scroll work. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Just acanthus, simple scroll work, and that the tonality of it is really pretty.
It's just understated
really
elegance, I think.
Yeah.
And
it's,
absolutely. Been very well received here.
Awesome. Thanks very much. Just before we dash, while I have David's attention, for he's a very, very popular man, I just thought we'd have a quick chat about these 3 models here.
Yep.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Taking that silver on silver tonal approach.
It's that same theme again, isn't it? Tone on tone, very modest but very high quality.
Yeah. So this is the 525 Autumn Silver.
Yeah.
Is that a grade 5 or?
It's not actually. It's classified as grade 3.
Ooh. It's a pretty grade 3.
The price is lower.
Right.
So you're looking at a smidge under 4,000.
Just under 4. Yeah.
So, but again, good value for
very
money.
pretty for
Yes.
what is nice light engraving.
Yeah.
Very pretty. I do appreciate it.
It's full coverage engraving.
Yep.
And this lovely across the fences around over here.
Particularly.
The wings.
Nice.
Really pretty. But the tone on tone again with the scroll work, very attractive, and a moderate grade 3 wood, which is very, very pretty and goes with the engraving. So and a very nice price tag.
Absolutely. And then we got this Liberty Light 20.
Light. This is an interesting one. We've had great success with the Liberty, standard Liberty, which is a 12 gauge, and we call it a slight stature gun. So it's for somebody with smaller physical features. And the idea is we're higher in the comb here with a semi Monte Carlo, much shorter in the stock. We can extend or reduce the length of pull. But a lightweight action, aluminium action, steel reinforced in the breech face. So it's very, very strong. We give it exactly the same warranty as the standard Browning. But we've now put a 20 bore in the range as well. So it's really light.
It's going to be gangbusters as a game.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So I can see a lot of younger shooters coming through using this. Maybe some smaller ladies as well, being ideal as a sort of first step into shooting.
And then, what, 2.5 there or thereabouts?
Yeah, I think sort of about 2.6, 2.7, something like that. Aluminium and lightweight guns are always more expensive because the tooling costs are higher. But the same guarantee as a standard Browning.
Sure. And then lastly, we've got this 410.
410, yeah. I mean, it's not something we have in the range every year.
Yep.
It's a very niche gun, but still a big demand every year.
Yeah.
We launch it as a special every 2 or 3 years, and we will sell some. So, you know, obviously there's a question mark over steel shot going forward, but this is still a great gun to use. Use bismuth or whatever you want to do with it going forward.
Sure.
But, there's still demand for a 410, and we've got one. So.
Yeah, they're like you say, it's a niche gun, but they do sort of keep going. There's that definite still interest in them.
So price-wise on that one, what have we got on there? About 2,000, 2,200. So, a nice option.
Lovely.
All right,
Thanks,
Lloyd. Thank you.
Take it easy, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Hi guys, we're here on the last day of BSS, and I'm here with Ivan from Teague Chokes. Teague Chokes, you've almost certainly heard of them, are a UK precision engineering company that make aftermarket and OEM chokes, and they're pretty much the de facto, I think, for what they do. Ivan, tell me a bit about the company.
The company was set up in 1980 with Nigel Teague, who worked for British Aerospace, set it up in his garage, seen an idea in America, and thought I could do that.
I've got a lathe.
Yeah, I'll do it from the home. So he used to work from his garage.
Right.
Get his workforce to do it in the afternoons in their lunch break, and that's how it started, really.
Right. How long have you been going?
From 1980, Nigel started it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been with the company for 9 years, but totally enjoyed it.
Only the 9.
Only 9. Quickest 9 years of my life. Love shooting. Love speaking to our customers. Fabulous, really.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So your range, you use both steel and titanium.
Titanium, we use 17.4 stainless steel, solid bar. So all our chokes are made from solid bar. No seam going through the middle of it, makes it stronger. CNC machined, 90% of the choke. We got one taper. The taper starts from the safety step of the choke all the way to the end of the choke. So it's a nice fine taper all the way through. So it gives lovely dense pattern. Less deformation of lead, so that it's dense in the center of the patterns. And then we obviously do titanium as well, which is a right pain to work with. It's hard to work with. Breaks the cutters pretty good, but it's good stuff, but it gets very, very warm. Takes double the length of time to make one than stainless.
Right.
All chokes are finished by hand. They're all checked by special gauges, depth gauges, chamber gauges, and the choke gauge. So everyone's finished by hand.
Right.
Everyone's checked.
The range encompasses both flush, extended, super extended. You've got ported.
Yeah.
What else is there?
That's about it. We try and cover all the alternatives for all the customers, because everybody's different. They all want to shoot different stuff. Flush guys want to use it for game shooting.
Of course.
They don't want to see what they're using. Obviously, we multi-choke the guns as well, which is what Nigel's done originally.
Yeah.
Then we do the extended for the clay guys, super extended. I mean, some of the game guys do use extended chokes in their barrels.
It's just a convenience thing, isn't it?
It is. They also checks to make sure they're nice and tight as well while they're shooting. And then we've got the portrait range, which we developed with Peter Wilson, the special angle, just to cut that muzzle flip slightly down. It's not a great deal, but it cuts it down so you can get onto the target, the second target a lot quicker.
Yeah. In terms of aftermarket chokes, as I've said, you guys are very sort of prominent in the marketplace. But you do work with OEMs. I mean, obviously you do supply chokes to Browning.
We do Miracle Browning chokes. We're very, very lucky. We've got a good relationship with a lot of the UK importers, GMK, Browning, Caesar Guerini. So when they bring something new out, we want to develop something for it. They'll let us have some guns. And then we'll make chokes to fit them, to fit their tolerances. We normally try and get 10 guns off them, so there is a low and high tolerance, so we cut it in the middle, really.
Sure.
So we work very closely with the manufacturers, and it's very good.
And how are you guys, have you done any special research in terms of like constrictions for steel?
Yes, we have spent probably 3 years looking at different chokes for steel. Very lucky again, when COVID hit, we decided we would invest in a brand new CNC machine for doing the multi-choking of the barrels. But obviously we had to do some of these guns before we actually done customers' guns. We're very lucky. Browning, Miracle let us have some guns to trial. So each week what we've done, the guns we modified, we sent to the proof house. Each week we'd send a gun, or each of the guns, and it started off with cylinders, skeet, quarter, 3/8, half, because that's the size that everybody knows for steel shot. So we sent them each week, and then obviously we want to test for high performance steel as well, which is higher pressure. So we've done the same, and we found that going above quarter, some of the barrels start to ripple slightly. So that's when we took the decision that quarter choke was the maximum for high performance steel.
So this is it, straight from the horse's mouth. I know there's a lot of kind of myth and legend out there. People are saying, oh, you know, you can shoot tighter, you can shoot tighter. Quarter is absolute max. Ideally, you know.
I mean, I see advertised on different websites and stuff that you can use full choke for steel shot. Yes, you can use full choke, but it's the damage before the choking area, the pressure build-up of constant shooting and the heat and the pressure. Something's got to give.
It's like forcing 200 people into a lift.
Exactly right.
You get that pressure before you get into the lift.
Something's going to give. And it's going to be further down the barrel.
Fortunately, it's going to be a barrel, which isn't that thick. Shotgun barrels aren't thick. They're not designed to...
No. Yes, so doing all this testing, at the end of the day, we all love shooting. And we want our customers to be safe and confident they can use the choke and the cartridge without any damage.
And enjoy their guns. Some of these
exactly
older guns,
right.
enjoy them for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Exactly
not
right.
break.
Going back to the older guns, I mean, we're doing improvements for older guns, and also again we've found we're not putting old side-by-sides through for HP steel, high-performance steel, because the pressures are so great. And guns that are made in the early 19th century, we don't know what metals they were used. So we're just going for standard steel, and obviously open the chokes accordingly.
Perfect. Listen, it's been lovely talking to you, Ivan. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Take care.
You're more than welcome to come anytime.
Well, I'd love to come down to a factory tour if possible.
Yeah, anytime.
Awesome. I'll give you a shout.
Well, come and see it. We've got
What's this space?
We've got nothing to hide.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
what we do is what we do. Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
Cheers, man. Well, final day of the show, and I am at the Highland Outdoors stand. The Highland Outdoors stand this year is epic. I don't think I've seen a stand with as many brands on it and as many new, interesting and cool things. So we're going to spend a bit of time, talk to a few people. We've got Tier 1, we've got Christensen Arms, Rovince, Webley. There's a bunch of stuff I'm going to have a look at. Let's get stuck in. So I'm here with Hunter from Christensen Arms. Christensen Arms are a US really, really high-end rifle making company. Hunter, tell me about your range. This stuff looks...
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. No. So Christensen Arms, we've been in business for 28 years. We're a premium brand. Like, we're obviously focused on that market. How can we get you from point A to point B as light as possible, right? So we've always been revolutionizing the industry. So 28 years ago, 30 years ago, we laid up the first carbon fiber barrel. Up to now, like, some product that we're going to showcase with you today is the FFT, the Ridgeline FFT and product, things like that. So we're trying to focus on the aerodynamic and the quality of firearms. You will see that we're not priced like your Remingtons or your Tikkas, but we are definitely priced at that premium price point that's going to bring, like, ultimately that showcases our quality of the firearm, right? So it's like every gun that we ships with a sub-MOA guarantee. And then we also have a limited lifetime warranty on everything, right? So it's like we're totally big into our product. We're invested into our product, but also invested into our customers, right?
It's a really American ethos, actually, is that kind of total laser focus on customer service and product. So
absolutely.
I get it. So what have you got in your hand?
Okay, so this is our Ridgeline FFT. So for 26 years, we've always been doing carbon fiber composite for our stocks. They've always been the lightest on the market. So this past 2 years, been developing what's called FFT or flash forged technology. So if you get a close look at this, so it's the with the flash forge technology, if you're familiar with it, similar to how you showcase with airplanes or Lamborghinis or your Ferraris, right? So it's a layering process of that metal that's going on an airplane. You have different ways of putting your metal. They pressure mold it into one, two pieces. Then they bring it together. They weld it together, and that's how you get such a light aircraft or whatever it is, right? So we stem from our aerospace technology. So we applied that here. So it's layered carbon fiber, pressure molded into two pieces. We weld it together, and up here it's a, if I can get my words right, it's a inletted foam. So it's a super dense foam, but it's very light. So it keeps the rigidity up in the forearm. And then back here you have a honeycomb, and then also a little bit more of that foam as well to keep the rigidity in the stock. Yep. Okay, so this Ridgeline FFT, it's weighing about 5.3 pounds, so definitely one of the lightest on the market.
Okay.
So,
can I?
Absolutely. Yep.
Christ. Yeah.
Again, it specializes in the carbon fiber wrapped barrel, right? So it's like, not a lot of people know that Christensen Arms, like I said, 28 years ago, 30 years ago, we laid up the first carbon fiber barrel. Now you start to see other brands, they're starting to catch on to this, they're starting to showcase that.
Is that a carbon bolt knob as well?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's that flash forge technology as well, right? So it's
got to save that like 2 grams.
Absolutely.
It's even inlet here. I mean, there's holes drilled in the bolt handle.
Yep.
That is very nice. This brake, is this your own design?
It's our own brake, so it's developed specifically for the Ridgeline FFT. What it does is it actually reduces the recoil of 30 to 40%. That's often like when you get a firearm, an aerodynamic firearm, the number one concern is like, okay, what about the recoil, right? So it's like that brake specifically for our FFT product has been developed, so then it reduces that, like I said, 30 to 40%.
Sure. And do you also do barrels threaded for cans? Because obviously here...
Yes, so what the United States market is obviously a little bit different, right? So, it takes me 13, 14 months to get a can, where here you can get it in a couple months, right? Whatever it is.
I love it when I get messages from Americans saying, hey, have you got a suppressor on that?
I wish we could, right? So this barrel is threaded, so you can actually take that brake off if you wanted to. You can throw a can on it if you have to. So.
All right. So what this is, I can't see a caliber on here.
It should be a 270 Win.
270 Win, okay. So, what's your twist rate? What's your barrel process?
Absolutely, yeah. So it's like, if we go into detail of how we wrap our carbon fiber barrel, so if you're not familiar with the carbon fiber barrel, it's that steel liner, and it takes 4, 5, 6 different layers of carbon fiber wrap, and that you get all the benefits of a steel bowl barrel that you find, but it's lighter, and it's been proven that a carbon fiber barrel will actually keep it cooler, right? So you can go out and you can shoot for a much longer time. So our calibers, they range from 223 all the way up to 338 Lapua. Right, so it's like we have a very wide caliber range. So if you're interested in going out and you're shooting a fox or whatever it is, that we have a 223 for it, right? So
that's awesome. And triggers?
Triggers, it's a trigger tech. So they come with a 5-pound trigger. They can be adjusted all the way down to about 3.5.
Sure.
So hey, like if you don't like a Remy or like the triggers that we send with it, it's totally replaceable because
this is carbon too.
Super awesome, right? So the triggers are all replaceable, right? It's a Remington 700 platform. You can remove that trigger, and maybe you have your own trigger like a Timney or whatever it is, right? So it's like totally replaceable.
Very nice. What else have we got up here?
Okay, so if you're not sold on the carbon fiber barrel, we also have our Mesa, right? So if I can actually take that off right here. Okay, so we have our Mesa, which is a steel barrel. Again, like I said, we were the pioneer of the carbon fiber barrel, but we understand that, hey, this is an entry-level firearm. If you want to get into the Christensen Arms technology, but you don't want to put up about 3,500 pounds, here's the Mesa FFT, right? You still get that technology. It's about $23.49. So it's a steel barrel process. So we have our steel barrel here. Definitely, you might not notice that. It's also threaded. Okay, so with a threaded radial brake, but it's seamless, so you can't really tell.
That is,
absolutely phenomenal, right? So.
What's the barrel finishing tech you've got on here?
So what they do is what's really cool about Christensen Arms is that everything is manufactured in-house. We have the capability of doing it all, right? So it starts even from a big old piece of metal. We bring it down, drill, ream, and button. It's hand lapped, and then it's all sanded down. You have a Cerakote finish, tungsten Cerakote finish. We have 3 different colors. We have black, tungsten, and burnt bronze.
Okay.
So
that would be
That's the Mesa, yes, sir. Yep, the Mesa. So again, like I said, so the FFT, it's a new product. It's coming from 2 years ago that we came out with. We always have done the composite, the carbon fiber composite, where it's just that mixture of a plastic, in a sense, solution and the carbon fiber. And that's really where we've been going at it for about 7-8 years of that carbon fiber composite.
So that's these are kind of your stalking rifles, what we would call stalking. You would obviously hunting.
Yeah.
Hunting very different in the US. There's a lot more kind of focus on weight because you guys don't walk into a field and walk 300 yards and shoot a deer.
Absolutely.
You're out 3 days.
Yep.
So I get that there's this focus on that, you know, ultra lightweight, ultra performance. You know, you want to rely on your kit when you get to where you're going.
Absolutely.
But I guess you also do target rifles?
We do target rifles as well. So we have a wide range over here of the target rifles. I'll set this back just real quick so I don't have to hold it. Okay, so we ranging from our BA, we have our ELR, our Traverse. Something that's super exciting is that we came out with this year is the Modern Hunting Rifle, or the MHR. Totally different look from what I've already showed you, right? So we've always been doing the sporter stock. This is the MHR, Modern Hunting Rifle. What's super cool is instead of Modern Hunting Rifle, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So the Modern Hunting Rifle, it also, when they were first coming out with it, they were trying to think, okay, like what's a good name for this? The consideration was also the modular hunting rifle, okay? Because of the modularity that's behind it. Not a lot of people know this. So coming in later this year to the UK market, you're actually going to be able to interchange your forearm here. If you don't like the internal mag, you can switch it to a DBM. We have 3 different grips and 3 different forearms, and then obviously that DBM, and 3 different stocks that we're going to be bringing out to the market. All of these things are interchangeable within 2 minutes. So you take an Allen set screw, you have a piece, you can throw it in here, you can switch it out to a DBM. I did it myself, right? So this is coming in about 7.6 pounds, still light to the market. And you can tell right here, the carbon fiber finish on even a Ridgeline compared to this is actually carbon fiber as well. Might look like it's steel.
Yeah, but it's got a kind of really kind of linear kind of wrap to it.
Just a different process. Obviously, it's more cosmetic than it is anything, right? So, but you notice that it's the same brake that we have on the Ridgeline FFT.
Yeah,
so.
It's very pretty. The this kind of almost crystalline finish to the carbon is really unique.
Yes.
Everybody normally goes for that kind of cross weave,
absolutely,
which I think's been done to death, to be honest. And this looks really interesting. It's a really interesting design as well. It's kind of very kind of futuristic, shall we say? Yeah. I love the way that like, nearly everything is carbon. It's really the bits that need to be steel that are steel. Everything else is carbon. It's scary.
This is actually an aluminum chassis, so it's an aluminum chassis. So we try to focus on the aerodynamic build still.
Wow.
It ships with you can replace the Picatinny rail here with 20 MOA or 0 MOA, whatever we send with, right?
Right.
Something that people don't know about our product is with the FFT especially, it's actually recyclable, 100% recyclable. So let's say, for example, we're going and we're working on a Ridgeline stock, and you know sometimes things happen in the manufacturing process, it gets messed up. What we can do is we can chop down the stock and we can put it into an MHR, right? So, like, obviously it's good for us, like saving on cost, but it's an opportunity for us to be really conservative of our environment, and like it's kind of a big focus, right? So.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
And again, all trigger tech across the range?
All trigger tech. So this is a trigger tech trigger that's customized just for our MHR. Like I said, if you don't like it, you can always replace it with the Remington 700 trigger that you might have.
Yeah. Although why you would do that?
I don't know. Yeah, don't ask me. People just do it. So.
Okay, people are weird.
No.
Awesome. Listen, Hunter, it's been really awesome talking to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hopefully, get in touch with Highland Outdoors if you want to see one of these, or yeah, these are very, very pretty, and I cannot emphasize how easy it was to hold that for as long as I held it. That thing weighs nothing. Yeah. Really, really impressed. Hunter, thanks, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care. Continuing the theme with Highland Outdoor, who just seem to have, without a doubt, the most kit on any stand in the show. I've got Daniel here, and we've got the Proof Research Elevation Rifle. This is a genuinely sexy bit of kit. This snakeskin pattern on the stock is also a texture, and this crushed carbon barrel is an absolute thing of beauty. Tell us a little bit about it, Daniel, if you can.
Basically, the action is made by Fabarm Arms, made for Proof Research. So it's got a sub 1 MOA out the box straight away. Paired up with the Proof Research carbon barrel. Obviously, Proof have got a long history of making outstanding barrels. So obviously paired up with the Zermal action, it's been basically designed as a lightweight stalking rifle. Sub 6 pounds. Obviously top loaded. I was going to say really nice textured stock, so you've really got a grip when you're out in the field.
Yeah, it feels like it'll be good in the wet.
Yeah, you know, no need for gloves because you've got that texture pre-built into it. I was going to say really nice little number from them. Obviously the outstanding carbon barrel. It's not wrapped. It's got their own kind of crush design.
Yeah, it is.
Which
it's glorious, like to look at.
Does catch the light really nicely, and obviously it's threaded to take a moderator as well.
Sure.
For when you're out stalking.
That bolt's really smooth. We've got a slight flute on the bolt. It's a floor plate, which pops from that inside the trigger guard. Trigger, do we know what that is?
That's a trigger tech.
Out the
So
box,
it's
fantastic.
been paired up with a really nice trigger. Obviously adjustable trigger as well, so you can set it to your own personal preference.
Lovely.
So I was going to say for a £4,000 rifle, it's a really nice little piece
It's a
of
premium bit of kit, but my God, it looks it.
Yeah.
It is an awfully pretty thing. Pick rail on top, 2 swing swivels at the front, 1 at the back. Plenty of options for mounting bits and bobs. This is a 6.5 Creed. Do we know what other calibers it comes in?
I believe it comes in 308, 6.5 Creed, and then I think there's some bigger ones as well for the larger calibers.
Cool. Available now?
Available in the next month or two. I was going to say we are able to order them in, so that's not an issue. If we haven't got it in stock, we can get it for you.
And come to you guys direct?
You have to go through your gun shop.
Right.
So local gun dealer, all of Highland Outdoor products, go to your local dealer.
Right.
They'll be able to make contact and basically order it in for you.
Fabulous.
So-
It looks a very pretty thing. I wonder if there might be a press rifle sometime.
Sure, we can sort it out for you.
Awesome. Thanks very much, man.
No worries. Thank you very much.
I'm here with Darren from Rovince. Rovince make a range of anti-tick clothing, which is really interesting if you're a stalker. Ticks are a big problem. Lyme disease is absolutely no fun at all. Their main product is this trouser. This is how you started out, right, Darren? Can you tell me a bit about it?
This is it, yeah. I mean, most of you are familiar with the Rovince anti-tick clothing now. It's the market leader, really, in tick protection. But this is where we started out with the Ridgeline trouser. The Ridgeline range was the original range, which came in from Holland. It has come on a long way since the beginning. Obviously, the fit now, we've got a much more modern fit. The original fit was outdated a long time ago. So the new trouser is a modern fit, much more slimmer, much more comfortable. We have now also brought out the Flex line. This was available last year and it's going really, really well. The Flex line is the same principle as the Ridgeline trouser, but obviously with the flexible panels, which gives you a lot more freedom of movement.
And in terms of the material, what is it, the property of the material that makes it tick-proof? Is it the density? Is it a treatment?
No, it's treatment. We actually treat the material during the manufacturing process. Obviously, the treatment we use is very effective.
Sure.
It's ultimately very, very, very effective against ticks.
Well, that's what you want.
I mean, obviously, all the mosquitoes and midges and other biting insects, they're a problem, but they don't obviously transfer the diseases that ticks do. The treatment we use specifically targets ticks very well.
Right. And how long does it last? I mean, is there a lifespan for that treatment? Or?
Yeah, you get to between 70 to 100 washes.
Right.
I mean, what we recommend is a cool wash with a non-bio, obviously, to help prolong the garment. But one of the key factors is not to tumble dry or iron the product.
Okay.
Obviously, because it's put in with the polymer, if you heat the product up at all, you're going to relax the polymer and it's going to reduce the life of the treatment.
Sure.
That's the key. That's one of the key things. But washing-wise, you get between 70 to 100.
All right. We will have a quick look around the other side of the stand, which is where the flexible pant is. So this is the Flex line trouser, which is your newer model.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this one.
Yeah, well, as we said, moving on from the Ridgeline trouser around the other side, this is the Flex line. Same principle, same sort of design with the cargo pockets and the useful pockets that you need on an outdoor exercise.
Put your spotter in there.
Yeah. Obviously, useful pockets there. These have got side vents on, which you can open. It gives you a bit more airflow.
Yeah, sure.
But the key factor here is the flexible panels. Obviously, around the backside and around the knee, the areas where you need that bit more flexibility.
Sure.
So
that looks really nice. And RRP, roughly?
These come in at £115.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, going back to the Ridgeline there, £120. So price point's very, very good. And what you've got really here is a good functional outdoor product with the added value of anti-tick protection.
Yeah, which is super important.
It is.
And I noticed you do it's like a windproof. There's a nice mid layer.
Yeah.
It's kind of fleecy.
We do a quarter zip.
Yep.
Obviously, we've topped off the whole range now. We started off with just trousers and shirts. We now do a whole host of other products, from polo shirts to normal shirts to your soft shells and your fleeces. But the whole product is all anti-tick.
Awesome. All available, I guess, in your local retailer?
In your local retailer, obviously distributed now through Highland Outdoors.
Yep.
So anywhere that stocks Highland Outdoor products, you'll be able to get hold of it. So it's pretty much all over the place.
And available on the market now, there's no way?
Yeah, available on the market now.
Awesome.
Everything's in stock.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. So Craig from Highland Outdoors has got a ridiculous number of new guns from Webley and Scott, including some really cool prototypes. And this, if you remember a little while back, I set up a quick look at the prototype of this gun. This is now the production model. It's ready, it's here. Shortly going to be a review on the channel, but tell us a little bit about the you did from what I had to this.
So it's the all-new Webley Scott Vantage. From the gun you've seen, the dimensions particularly haven't changed. The biggest thing is the new design of the engraving.
Yeah, which is very pretty.
Yeah, so we've updated it mainly from the feedback of your channel.
Right.
It was a very, very 50-50 Marmite engraving. So we basically took it back to the drawing board and redesigned it. So still called the Vantage. Nice engraving with the polished bolsters, with the border engraving, Vantage underneath there now. So we're going to send it back to you again for another review.
Awesome. Do a full review on it.
It's not really changed from what it was, but we'll get it done again.
It's just prettier and it looks a bit nicer struck off and stuff.
Again.
Obviously, we've got the cheek piece on just the one side now.
Yes, yeah, that's still maintained.
Do you do a left-handed version of this? Or?
We are going to eventually, yeah. It's unfortunately right-handed market. It's obviously bigger as we know.
Yeah, it is.
Relatively straight stocked, so it can be used.
Sure.
But yeah, it's not perfect. Slightly different style on the fore end.
Yeah, you got a slight tulip with a finger choil.
That's it.
Yeah.
Still 5-year warranty, 5 chokes, steel shot proof, 3-inch chamber. So
awesome.
all the features that we state from the Webley Scott range.
Cool. We'll have a look at that when it comes over. What's next?
Yeah, so brand
really
new
exciting
release.
looking thing.
Yeah, brand new release from Webley and Scott, released at the British Shooting Show 2023. Effectively, glove grip, fully Cerakoted, so you've got the protection of falling clays and scratches from XYZ.
Rather nice Turkish walnut.
3-inch chamber, steel shot proofed,
yeah.
5 chokes, all extended.
Yeah.
The action's going to change ever so slightly on design.
Okay.
But your dimensions that people are seeing here today or over the weekend are correct. Fully adjustable cheek piece.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
looking well. I like the little blue accents that are catching from the
just adding through.
recoil pad and stuff. Wood looks funny. Glove grip, nice and comfy.
That's the biggest thing.
It's
so
gonna
for the
be
price point, retail at $1,299.
Can't fall off.
So it's
again, I'm guessing when we've got a production gun, I'll get this to have a play with.
Absolutely.
But very nice.
Absolutely.
But you've got an even wilder prototype for us to have a look at. Let's have a look. Right. So there are other manufacturers that make a similar thing, but not at this price point. This is extremely competitive. If you want a fully adjustable gun, I don't think you're going to be able to find anything for this price. What are we looking at, RRP?
So $1,349.
That's insane.
It's effectively the second version of the Pro Comp. So we've got Pro Comp wood and Pro Comp metal.
Yeah.
We might come up with a bit more of a cooler name as and when we get a bit closer.
Yeah.
Roughly, both of these models are roughly looking about 4 to 5 months from now.
Okay.
So just in time for the clay season, the weather getting a bit better. And we can start
heavier
getting out there.
Heavier than the other model, definitely, but it balances well. And obviously you've got that adjustable balance weight there at the back, so you can mess it about. But I am excited to try this. For this kind of money and this level of adjustability, wow, interesting.
And again, all Cerakoted, fully adjustable, as we said.
Yeah.
And all the features that you need.
And available later this year. Awesome.
Absolutely. We are working and developing on left-handed as well, so there will be a left-handed eventually.
And will you be doing different sizes in the grip module, or?
Just for the time being, no. It's at the price point we've got to hit the biggest commercial market.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We are going to remove the finger ramp here.
Okay.
Which just allows you to ride your hand slightly more.
So you can just choke it up a little bit more. Yeah.
So basically, the smaller hand does still fit.
Yeah.
Even though it does look quite a large grip.
Yeah. No, actually it's not. It's thin enough and well shaped. The palm swell's quite nice. It's not a lumpen thing.
Yeah. The shape is key.
Surprisingly comfy for a budget gun. I mean, bloody hell, nice, interesting.
Perfect.
Something a bit more traditional now.
Let's go for the next one.
All right, talk to me.
So, brand new range of Webley and Scott side-by-sides, with unfortunately the impending lead ban that's eventually going to happen, unfortunately. There's been a bit of demand in the market for people with the older side-by-sides that unfortunately will not shoot the steel. We all know the price of the other alternatives. So we've developed 2 models. This is the Kilworth, beautiful black box lock action, Turkish thin wall chokes, which will obviously we'll show pictures of for you. The biggest thing is it's modern with steel shock proofing.
Yeah,
3-inch chamber.
superior steel, I'm guessing.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful Prince of Wales stock.
Single trigger ejector?
Yes,
Yep.
oh yes, yeah. Yeah, manual safety.
Yep.
All the features it needs to be a modern side-by-side for the gentleman that wants to look traditional, but yet have all the features of shooting steel and the protection.
Definitely got a kind of a game gun feel in terms of the rake of the pistol grip. Well, it's a Prince of Wales, but yeah.
Yeah. This particular one's in 20 gauge, so it's quite a nice
It's a sensible forend. It's not a splinter. There's enough there to get hold of.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it.
Gives it the real traditional feel, doesn't it?
Available?
Available now.
Now?
Yeah,
Price?
available now. $1,999. Again, 5-year warranty. And
sure.
All the Webley's got features we entrust.
And then the other one, which I think is very pretty. Let's have a look at the case hardened one. So this is the Imperial.
Yeah, so the
side plated.
Big sisters of the kill width.
Actual case hardened.
Yeah.
Not fake.
Absolutely.
I think this is really pretty. How much?
$2,249.
Wow, that is not bad at all.
Both available in a full range of calibers, from 12 down to 410, including 16 and 28.
Wow, is it scaled action or just barrels?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, scale action, all multi-choke, all the steel shock proofed.
Yep.
So all future proofed for
very nice.
Everything happening that's coming up.
Very, very nice. And again, available now?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Speak to your retailer.
Definitely. All I can say is Lloyd's going to be busy because you've got a few guns to test.
Hey, this is all good. All good for me. Lovely. Thank you very much, Craig.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time.
Awesome. Cheers, dude.
Mate.
So, guys, meet Brian. Ryan, you're the expert on trigger tech.
Yeah, I'm the company rifleman.
Right, okay, yeah, fair enough. We'll take that. Tell us a bit about Trigger Tech triggers.
Okay, so Trigger Tech triggers come out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
What's unique about them is they don't use a traditional sear.
Yes.
So it's frictionless, which means it's very, very reliable. There's no creep, which means the trigger breaks beautifully well.
So I can attest, it certainly does.
So these are the top of the range Trigger Tech diamonds. So they come with a flat blade like this one, or a curved blade like you've got there.
Yep.
If we go through the bolt gun series first, so the minute available for REM 700 and Ruger Precision, and there is a Weatherby. It's the Weatherby Mark V. It's available for. REM 700 is by far and away the most popular. Later this year, very exciting for us in Europe and the UK, we'll have Tikka T3 and Hauer fitment available, which is going to bring them to the masses.
Yeah,
and that's what we're excited about. So, as I said, the key thing with the Trigger Techs is they're frictionless, which means maintenance is basically zero. If you've been out in the rain or in the dust, I will literally squirt lighter fluid through the trigger to flush out any nasties. And that's it.
And that's the AR-15 platform trigger.
So this is the AR-15. So obviously ARs traditionally haven't had great triggers.
They certainly don't.
And this one, the diamond will come down to 1.5 pounds, and it feels lighter because it's frictionless and because there's no sliding contact. So you can see how little movement it will take.
Yeah, trigger travel is non-existent, which is basically how it should be. There's no excuse for bad triggers.
No, and a good trigger makes a rifle.
Absolutely, 100%.
So these are the diamonds which we wanted to show you for camera, and there's a whole range. They have the Trigger Tech Special, which will go down to 2.5 pounds, and then there's the Trigger Tech Primary, which is in a lot of rifles OEM now, because manufacturers realise why develop a trigger, just put the best one in the world.
Yeah,
exactly that. And you know, they are probably the best upgrade you can make to any firearm, and these displays are just giving me something to do with my hands while I'm talking.
No, I mean, this one is set very, very light, and there is, that is just absolutely crisp as breaking glass.
Exactly. Now,
absolutely how you'd want a rifle trigger to be.
The two-stage diamond is probably my personal favourite.
Okay.
So it goes down as light as that. We have a lovely short first stage.
Right.
So I've grown up using two-stage triggers.
Okay.
And I like to sit on the break point, and as I'm sitting on the break point, that's my thinking time.
Sure.
So if I'm hunting, it's assessing the safety of the shot, and if I'm competing, then it's just double checking my wind call and making sure it's going to be a good shot before it goes. And the two-stage trigger is absolutely sublime. It's as good as that, only you have two stages.
Fine. And prices?
So prices start at $199 and go up to just over $450, depending on what you have, what the options are. So you have 2 color options depending on the color of your rifle.
Right.
So black or stainless. So it'll fit in. Very, very worthwhile upgrade to any firearm that they'll fit.
Not flashy, just absolutely crisp.
Absolutely.
Crunchy. Right, awesome. Available from?
Any good gun shop.
Good gun shop.
So anybody, any shop that has Highland Outdoors account can have these. We keep great stock levels in the warehouse.
Good.
And if the gun shop doesn't have it, if it's at our place, it'll be there next day.
Okay. And as far as the ticker, trigger, when's that coming? Later this year?
Later this year.
Okay.
That's as much information as I'm prepared to commit to.
Okay.
It'll be later this year.
Because there's 1 or 2 tickers kicking about in the UK, so it should,
You
be,
know
should be
what?
a good seller.
The best description I've heard about a Ticker T3, I think it's an amazing compliment, is it's a millennials Rem 700.
Right.
Because everybody, like you say, there's tickers everywhere.
Yep.
Every aftermarket manufacturer makes for a Ticker T3 now.
Sure.
And as a base to build a rifle on, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
So they'll be huge. Howers will come at the same time, and obviously we'll be doing a lot with the Howers as the UK and European Hower distributors. So that's going to be great, and it's going to be amazing to see more rifles having an exceptional trigger on them.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Thanks very much, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you.
I've just managed to grab Craig from Tier 1. Tier 1 makes some absolutely Gucci rifle kit. Very, very nicely engineered stuff. I've got a Tier 1 bipod on my rifle. I know they're going to cut the new products out, so I thought I'd collar him just for 2 minutes. Run me through what you've got. You've got some new stuff.
Okay, yeah. At the show, we've just launched our new ATAC bipod, which is basically a fusion between our standard tactical bipod and our ELR bipod. So this does everything that our standard tactical bipod does. So when it's stowed away, just the same.
Flat.
You can do the 45-degree leg opening or the standard 90-degree leg opening. Same as all our product range. We do this in a tilt only, which is this bipod, pan and tilt, arca, etc. Now, the difference between this and the standard range of bipods is by pressing the 2 buttons on the rear, you can actually alter the splay of the legs.
Ooh, okay.
So you can have a really, really wide footprint and a really short bipod. Indeed, by having the legs at 45 degrees, exceptionally short bipod, or you can actually put it into the middle and it's actually a standard bipod there, or if you want maximum height, and bearing in mind this is actually a short-legged bipod, you can actually go vertical, and then when the legs are extended,
Get that extra
you've
height.
got a massive amount of height adjustment there. So, like I say, into the middle there, or right out there, so you've got a really wide splay.
Really cool.
Again, for a hunting bipod, it's the only one on the market that offers this facility. So you've actually got a massive leg range adjustment, and what you can do, you can have a leg up there, leg down there, depending on your shooting angle. So you can really cover all the bases with it. So it's been very, very popular at the show. We've actually introduced a little lever at the back as well here. So a lot of people, including myself, don't like using pod locks. So what you can actually do, you can actually just stick this one on and then adjust your tension as to suit there. Again, these are the optional spike feet, come as standard with the rubber feet. You can just pull it, tip in there, bump straight out, swap your things over, probably less than
And you can order them separately, can't
And you can order these separately, yes, as an option.
Available now?
Absolutely available now from the show or on our website. You can get them through your local gun shop or www.tier1.eu.
Excellent.
And there you go.
Price?
Price on this ranging from £360 up to £380, depending on specification. Again, short and long, the same price. We'd offer them in a carbon option or an aluminium option. Picatinny pan and tilt, arca, etc.
Sure.
And there
Excellent.
we go. Yeah.
And you've also got some rings.
Yes,
New
we
rings,
have.
the big QD.
We've actually, again, just launched at the show here. We've actually just offered our monomount in a quick detachable configuration, long saddle only, various heights, 30 to 40 millimeters. Again, what you can do with them, just basically straight off, superbly repeatable. You've actually got 3 recoil lugs in there as well, so these things aren't going to move. Again, exactly the same quality as our standard stuff, but with the added benefit of a quick detachable system.
Lovely. Do you do them with a built-in level? Or?
Oh yes, all our our tactical rings, etc. still have the built-in bubble level, all made in one operation as well from a solid billet. So there's no real error. We do them in 0 and 20 MOA configuration.
Is this a new colour as well?
Yes, this is actually just this is actually natural anodized. This hasn't got a colour in it. The 7000 series aluminium that we use when you natural anodise it, hard anodise it, obviously, it goes this colour in its natural state. It looks lovely. Basically, it's like, almost like a tan colour.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is anodised, it's not Cerakoted. And again, this is an option now. So we have this colour or the standard black. Again, no extra cost. It's all in there.
Again, available now?
Available now.
And price?
Price ranging from £360 up to £380 again. So
Fair
there
enough.
you go.
Awesome. Thanks
Okay.
very much for letting me have a look.
No problem at all. Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate. Bye.
Okay.
Well, no trip to the show would be complete without having a look around the Ridgeline stand. This stuff tends to be stalwart of every agri worker, every gamekeeper, everybody that works the land tends to run this gear because it's unburstable and it's pretty good value for money. Deborah, you've got some nice new toys this year. Can you show me some pieces that are going to be out in the next few months, please?
No problem at all. So this is what we've been developing in the range to come in August, September this year. So we've been probably 9 months in the development of the new technical product because we're growing the range, and Ridgeline, as you know, is growing successfully, which is fantastic. And we want to build more product for the end user to make sure that we're covering every angle. So we've started on a real lightweight trouser. It's a ripstop material. We've done them in men's and women's, so we're building the women's range as well because we don't have a whole lot of product in there, so we know that.
And it's important to get that fit because women aren't the same shape as men.
Exactly, and you know, we understand body shapes and different sizes, so when we developed this trouser, we made a specific male fit and a specific female fit. They're a lightweight, ripstop, shower-proof. They've had tremendous reviews at the show here. That is the male one there. The ladies is on the hanger here. You can see that they're really tapered at the bottom, so they're really nice fitted trouser.
A flattering cut rather than being kind of lumpy.
Totally. So it's like, we've had people look at them, feel them, so that's going to be a really nice one for us. Then what we've done is looked at the men's trousers as well, and I wanted to get them really sort of fitted because they've got to be technical. So this one is a 2-layer laminate, waterproof 10,000 hydrostatic head, but they're really fitted. So they're articulated at the knees, and they're fit for purpose. So obviously, you know, when you're doing the activity that you choose to do, these trousers are fit for purpose, and we know when it's a 2-layer laminate, it can get quite hot. So we've
got the vents
built
there, I
a
see.
special feature on the side, which is the vent that opens up, so it lets you let the heat out, so the breathability is there. It's got the waterproof pockets everywhere, and again, we've done them in male and female because we've had a lot of females coming on and asking us for trousers. So that is the male version, and then this is the female version.
Yeah, you can see the difference.
It's totally, and they are a specific female fit and a specific male fit.
What's this material? Because
it's 340, 480D nylon.
Right.
We call it the Oxford. We've started to investigate it because we've had the monsoon material for quite some time. So to introduce a new fabric, it's a flatter surface, things just brush off, it's waterproof, and it's, again, we're doing jackets in that, and I'll show you that later, but it's proving really successful with the end user. We then have what we've done, the Pintail Classic. So I've
had one of those for years.
Yeah, so the Pintail Explorer is the top price point trouser, and what I've done is built this one, so it's sort of a takedown of the Pintail. So it's still all the technicalities. It's not got the zip system at the bottom. It's only got one pocket, but it's a very good price range for that mid-price range. So when you build good, better, best product, it sits in that better range. And the demographic of the market at the minute, obviously, it's very price sensitive. So we're building price sensitive
Belts
product.
are tightening everywhere.
Yeah, totally. So we're building price sensitive product to fill the gaps for the consumers. So that's a nice one as well. Then we've got this one here. This is a brushed polyester, and what we've done, this is not a laminated one, so it's more of a, not a winter, but not a summer, but it really does like for
autumn, spring.
Autumn, spring time. But we also know it can rain in England, believe it or not.
Once or twice,
Once or twice. We've put the panels on the knees and on the back side. So obviously if you kneel down or sit down, you don't get wet.
Not getting soaked through.
We're only doing them in men's because we're getting the you know, the bigger trousers on the. Now, something we have done, which is quite exciting. I've done a lot of work in this area in a previous life, leggings and things like that. We're introducing a dirt camo legging for women.
No men's one, no?
You can wear them if you want. But our leggings have proven really successful.
I bet, yeah.
And as soon as the leggings come in stock, they go out of stock. But we're starting to play with patterns and prints for women. So a dirt camo one we've had in, and we're doing some testing on it, and it's proving
My missus will be all over us at
exactly.
So, yeah.
I think most females will like that one. You know, when you get it with the monsoons and things like that, it really does look like a nice outfit.
Yeah.
So everybody loves the monsoon. Everybody loves the colours of the monsoon. We've done the autumnal. Now what we've done this season is a rhubarb colour, and this comes into the market at the same time, August, September. This has gone mad on social media, the colour, and again, you know, we just need to experiment with colours.
Sure.
This has proven really successful. We had it on the mannequin, and it hit social media, and everybody's like, when can I get one of them? So we are going to order lots of these because they will prove to be really, and again, with the leggings, for the female consumer, it's just really nice. So that comes in at that time. We then have some performance base layers. This is 100% polyester, and with polyester you can sweat a little, so it's got an antimicrobial finish on it, so when you sweat you don't stink. We're doing that in the hooded version. If you're shooting, you can put the hood up if it's hot, and we're doing it in the t-shirt version as well. But really performance driven, so if you layer up like you should, base layer, mid layer and jacket, they are a perfect base layer. We're starting to investigate different sweatshirts, so
kind of
we
lifestyle.
well, it's like that mid layer. You know, you've got your base layer, you want your mid layer. We're looking at different colours. We're doing the round version instead of the scooped. We still are doing the scoop version, but we're playing with colours on that one. It's going to be an interesting mix to see how that enters the market. They've had some good reviews here. This one has gone down really well. This is the Tempest smock. And just the little pop of colour here has gone really nice. Again, it's got the scoop back. It's a nice fitted jacket. Again, really waterproof, really breathable. It's got the technology of Ridgeline that everybody loves.
That material's nice and quiet.
It's
surprisingly waterproof, surprisingly warm, but also you can wear it when it gets a bit warmer. It does tend to breathe. It's good stuff.
So the membrane on the inside creates the breathability. So you have a performance level to that. So we always make sure that that performance level is really high for the end consumer, because they, you know, if they pay the money for the jackets, they want them to work.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's the smock, and then this is the Tempest jacket.
Right.
This will also have the black pocket.
Right.
This was a sample we had in, but again, so we've got a smock and a jacket. This one will be in the lovely forest colour. And again, you know, everything waterproof. It's got the lamination, high quality, high standard of waterproofness. So
the wire-formed hood.
The wire-formed hood, adjustability everywhere. This is an old one we brought back. This is the Malin fleece.
Is that a quarter zip?
That's quarter zip. It's got the hand pockets down here, the drawstring.
Looks nice and warm.
Nice and warm, very good. Lamination, so it's windproof, etc.
Oh, windproof as well.
Yeah, so it's got like a really nice hand feel about it. You know, if it's not raining and it's cold, you put that on and you're going to be very warm. So again, we're practicing with colours. This is the same fabrics as the new trousers we're bringing out. And again, you know, we're going to play with colours a little bit more in the. I think we do when we look at field sports and agriculture. They're slightly different markets. So we have to build product that suit both markets. We're very good in field sports, as you know. So we're growing in the agricultural market.
Where you can play around with the colour a little bit more.
Play around with the colour a little bit more, and this is what we're doing. Whether it be right or wrong, we'll see. And we can change colours quickly, but I think just to be out there doing something different is probably why Ridgeline is growing successfully the way it is.
And Caleb's a fan?
Caleb's a fan, yeah. He's yeah, we're working with Caleb quite a lot. So, but again, once you understand the end user, you can build product for that end user, and I think that's the, you know, we have. When I joined, we did some insight groups, so focus groups with the Duchy College, because I'm not a farmer, I'm not a shooter. I can build good product because I've done it all my life. So we went down there and had some focus groups with them and said, what do you do, guys? Show us how you use the product. Does this work? Does that work? Absolutely amazing. So we learned from that, and we're going to do with Reseed College as well, because if you understand the needs and requirements, you can build to that. And that's where a lot of this product has come from. So really, really good. Is same fabric, different shape here.
Like a bib front.
And what we've done on this one is it's packable, so you can actually pack it in the, so everything folds in there and you can hang it on your trousers. And again, we've put the zips on the side so it's easy to get on and off. That's not laminated, it's just a lined jacket. It's to be a spring-summer one because we don't do much spring-summer product. So that'll be a nice spring-summer one. Again, dog walking, agriculture, these things. So we're just spreading out into that market. So yeah, super excited, and I think there's more to come. But I think this is a pretty good range of what we're going to do.
No, it looks like you've got lots of new stuff coming out towards the back half of the year, which is great. A lot of this stuff is kind of into that kind of autumn, winter time. People will be heading into that.
Totally.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks very much for talking to me, and thanks for showing me around.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Cool.
Well, folks, that was the British Shooting Show 2023. Wrapped up, in the bag, and I hope you have enjoyed it. 362 days till the next one. I had a fantastic time this weekend meeting people from the industry as well as customers. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you'll watch more of my content, and I'll see you next time.